Hey guys, welcome back to another How to Spike video. Today we're going to talk about line following. In front of me we have the first masterpiece board. And as you see, there's a lot of lines you can follow here on this board. So it's really cool if you can incorporate line following into your programs. So let's talk about line following really quick. Um, as you can see, there's lines all over the board, these black and white lines. And so with your robot, with the color sensor on it, this is the color sensor right here. As you can see, it's shooting out light, and the light gets reflected back. And based off the reflection, it can figure out what color is beneath it. So we want our robot to bounce back and forth between these black and white lines. So what that means is your robot's going to come, and then when it doesn't see the black line, it turns left. And then when it sees the black line, it turns right. So it keeps going left and right between the two lines for as long as you tell it to go. So let's jump right into the code and see how it works. All right, so now that we're in our Spike Prime programming, uh, we have our one program starts, and of course, we always have to start our programs with setting our movement motors. And also, we should set our movement speed too. So now that we have our movement motors and our movement speed set, let's get straight into our line following program. So essentially, as I said first, we're repeating, going back and forth between the lines. So we're gonna have to use a repeat. So if it sees the color sensor, ours is just in port E. If the color sensor sees black, then we want it to turn one way. And if it doesn't see black, we want it to turn the other way. So one way that we can do this movement is we go to more movement, and we use this block right here, start moving at 50% speed. So we're using both of these blocks. And what this is saying, is that your left motor is at 50% speed and your right motor is at 50% speed. So if we see the black, we want to turn right. So that means that we want our left motor to go faster. So if our left motor is going faster than our right motor, we're going to turn right. So let's just say 35% speed. And this one needs to be lower than that. So 25% speed. And then it's the opposite when we don't see the black. So we want to turn right. So that means that our right motor needs to be going faster. So now that we have our logic of going back and forth between the lines, we have to say how long we're doing this for. So the basic way to figure that out is you can just do it based off of time. So we have to reset our timer. So then we're making sure that it's doing it based off the time right before we start. And we're going to say that we're going to go until our timer is greater than 3. So this means that we'll be line following for 3 seconds. And then, but if you look, we started moving, but we never tell the robot to stop. This is really important. A lot of times in programs, you might tell it to start moving. You always have to remember to tell it to stop moving at some point. So once we finish this repeat for 3 seconds, we want to have the robot stop moving. So this is the program, and let's take a look at what this looks like on the board. All right, so now that we have our program done, let's take a look at what this looks like in action on the board. So we have our robot just set up on the line right now. Of course, you can't do this in your game because you have to start fully within the line, within the zone, I mean. So make sure that when you do your program, you start it back here and you have your robot drive forward in the beginning. But we're just going to start it here just for the purpose of the video. So let's just run the program and see what happens. So as you can see, it's bouncing between the two lines, and then after 3 seconds, it stops. So I'll just do it again so you guys can see. So it's bouncing between the two lines, and then it stops. So you can change how far it goes based off of how long you set the timer to be. And then also, one important thing is you can change the different speeds of the two motors for the back and forth to make it just a bit more smooth. And so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You learned a lot about line following and can hopefully incorporate it into your own programs.